Hey friends, Jeremy Tank here. I am a branding designer, brand artist, and owner of Think Tank Creative. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the idea of strategy versus tactics. Because a lot of times I meet with people and they think that they need to create strategy, but what they offer me is, well, we want to do Facebook or we want to do Instagram ads and LinkedIn ads and all these sorts of things. And I have to sort of talk with them and say, okay, why? Where are you going with that? Because those things alone are not really strategic. You think that they will get you an outcome, and maybe they do. Maybe they have some return on the investment, but that is not strategic. That is really kind of a tactical thing. So I want you to kind of reset that framework and think about three different things. And this is how I help my private clients determine the tactics that we're going to take. So the first is, how do you increase revenue? How do you increase revenue? So that's super important. And I'm just going to put that right on the top here. And basically, I want you to write down 15, 20, 50 ways that you think might be good to increase revenue. And that's not, that if you want to put down Facebook ads, if you want to put down things like that, absolutely. But, there's two different real ways to increase revenue. It's to increase the price of what you're charging or sell more. So maybe you can think of more items that you might be able to sell or put together and put out into the world. Or maybe you can think of ways to charge more for the current items that you're already selling, the current services you're already selling. Maybe there's a different market that you might branch into, a different sort of customer base that you might branch into. How else could you increase revenue? There's a bunch of different ways. And anything from selling lemonade on the street to offer to shine somebody's shoes. Any of these things can be included into business if you're willing to do it and charge money for it. So that's the first thing, though, as part of the strategic idea. Figure out a whole bunch of ways that you could increase revenue. Second way to focus on a strategic outcome is ask yourself, how might we increase awareness? So again, that might be some of that Facebook, but when we start thinking in terms of this, you have to realize that those are two different things, revenue and awareness. So if you're using Facebook for both of those, you're actually looking at an extended set of ads or an extended set of campaigns, one to drive revenue, one to sell product, and another to drive awareness. You can try to do both in the same messaging stream, but here's the thing. People respond to one call to action. It is extremely difficult to put any, remember me is an awareness campaign. Remember me. Think Tank Creative. Remember me. Buy my stuff is a revenue campaign. Go to this webinar. Sign up for my mailing list. Get my free case studies. Get everything that I show the world for free. That is, it sounds like an awareness generator, but let's be honest. When you go someplace and you sign up for free, you know that when you give them your email address, that they're going to send you a series of emails asking you to buy something. So when you download these things for free, it's actually a revenue generator because they know, they being, the owners of those sites, the owners of those funnels, they're driving you through their funnel to purchase something. So that's actually a revenue generator, not just an awareness thing. An awareness thing is sort of like, big brands do this all the time because they figure they're well known enough, right? Coke does the campaign where it's just a person drinking a Coke can, smiles, hands it off to somebody else. That is a brand impact that drives awareness for Coke. The last one is, let's see, we've got revenue, we've got awareness. The last one is efficiency, right? Why efficiency? Funny story, I was sitting in a meeting with a management team at one point, and I said, okay, we're going to look at things for efficiency. And somebody raised their hand and said, Why do we care about efficiency? Why aren't we looking at profit? That's where we should be driving any sort of anything, right? Why do I care about efficiency? And I said, look, efficiency, if we make a list of things, all of these should be lists, by the way. You want to start thinking about this stuff in a strategic way. Start making these lists, these 3 lists. Efficiency are ways that you can save money, save man hours, save energy, save. You hear the word save? When you save something, that means it's not coming out of somewhere else. So in this case, if you can save money and we increase revenue, that's profit. That's the difference here. These are all tactical, okay? When you're looking at these things, these are steps that you can implement tactically to make forward motion. The strategy, or the strategic vision, is what all of these add up to that drive it. And, I've got another one of these videos for that, so I hope you will be watching that shortly, because that's super important to have. That really drives all of this. And if you don't have the big vision, then you're just kind of doing tactics for the sake of doing tactics. And while that can move things forward, it doesn't do it efficiently, right? And then once you kind of made your list, what I would really recommend is saying, for each one of the items, what's the timeline that I need to do that in? And if you're sitting in a that board meeting, actually, that management team that I did this for, I asked them, okay, let's go ahead and rank these on, what needs to happen this year, what needs to happen in 3 years, what needs to happen in 5 years. By doing it that way, we actually created a 5-year plan for them so that they could sit down and start to plan all the tactics within that time frame. So the time frame is really up to you. How would when would you want to tackle each of the tasks that you've written down in these 3 lists? And beyond that, I would actually assign it a number, say 1 to 5, and say, okay, how interested are you in actually doing some of those? Do you actually want to run Facebook ads, or would you prefer direct mail? Do you want to run some video content on YouTube? Do you want to run video ads on LinkedIn? There's thousands of places to attract people and get awareness. How interested are you in some of the ideas? And you don't have to be very interested, honestly, but putting them down gets them out of your head. So beyond anything else, just write everything down. Write a huge long list, and then afterwards, give it a day. Come back and then rank it out later between your interest in doing it and how long each one, creating a timeline for it. Oh, that's our 10 minutes. So I just want to say, if you guys found this stuff interesting, and you are interested in becoming a private client or just working with me, I do business brainstorming sessions that are 90-minute sessions, super powerful, getting ideas out there in the world. Please reach out to me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, email me, jeremy@thinktankcreative.studio. I do have a workshop coming up in Linwood at InSpark Co-working on September 12th, where we're going to use a lot of this sort of process and a lot of this sort of thinking, my crazy way of doing things that's super visual and super fun, to create a brand positioning statement for the business leaders there. So if you're interested in that, look for a link below. Thanks. Take care, guys.